Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to a new show. And it's not a transfer reaction show because actually talking about something completely different. We're talking about, this is what happens with preseason, right? Every time your team, some teams play well, some teams, don't play so well. There's always talk of, well, why is the team not playing well? Why is the team playing well? Is it because, when there's a player absent, they still need the player? I mean, I remember when Lucas Podolski joined Arsenal back in 2012 and Robin van Persie was about to leave to Manchester United. There was all this talk: well, do Arsenal even need Robin van Persie because they were Lucas Podolski? Can Lucas Podolski fill the void? Things like that. And you go fast forward a little bit further on. It's like, well, do this club need this player? Do they need that player? I mean, there's it's all sorts of things. When preseason comes around, and you always have these conversations. And so the conversation now, and especially that's come after the last game, is will do Manchester United still need Cristiano Ronaldo? I mean, that's the question that's always on everybody's mind. And people have all sorts of opinions on this side. Do you need them? Do you need them? Do you need him? Do you not need him? It's always about that. And to be honest, um, I have my opinion, and I'm sure everybody has their opinion. So feel free to share your opinion in the comments. What do you think about it? But I mean, I spoke about this. Let me put it in this way. I don't have an issue with Manchester United selling Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't have an issue with Cristiano Ronaldo wanting to leave Manchester United. My issue, and it's very clear, has always been very clear, is that who's the replacement going to be? Because United need a replacement. They can't sell Cristiano Ronaldo and then go, well, we're not going to buy anyone. Because if you look at that team, first of all, you got to look at the starting lineup. It's Rashford, Martial, and Sancho, right? That's going to be your front three, assuming Ronaldo is not there. That's going to be a front three. Martial publicly wanted to leave Manchester United last season, right? He went on loan to Sevilla, did very, very poorly there. He's had 18 months of really crap performances in Manchester United. He scored 3 goals in 3 games against very, very, I mean, what I don't even know what to call him. No disrespect to them, but it's really not very good opposition. He scored 3 goals against them, and I know they played against Liverpool and played against Crystal Palace, but we'll come to that. We can know that they played against Liverpool C team. He played against Liverpool C team and B team, who at best they were all Championship standard players for the most part, right? They were not very Premier League standard players. Crystal Palace was also the B team. Again, many of them probably are not Premier League standard. I mean, not that they're bad players. I don't think many of them will be starting a lot against Liverpool or for Crystal Palace, right? And then played against Melbourne Victory, who, with all respect, again, are probably Championship League One standard. So he's not played against Premier League standard players yet, right? Or at least not many of them. And he scored a lot of goals and he's done well, but that's preseason, right? You've got Marcus Rashford, who's had an abysmal 2 years by the wedding, and he's absolutely, again, someone who's publicly been flirting with the move to leave Manchester United. He's been flirting to leave Manchester United. So you've got two players whose commitment is questioned, whose form is questionable, right? And then you've got Jadon Sancho, who I think is probably the most talented out of the three, quite easily the most talented out of the three. And I do feel he's also probably the most committed. But even he's had injury issues, he's had form issues last season, so he's also a little bit unproven at Premier League level. So you've got these three players, none of them are really proven at that Premier League level. So you've already got question marks on all three of them, whether they can sustain it for 38 games anyway, or 50 games, or however many they play this season, probably expecting on 50 games they will play, but they can sustain it. But you look what's behind them. And when you look behind them, look at who started in the forward areas, right? When they've had to go off, you've had Elanga, you've had Hannibal, you had Ahmad, you've had Pellistri, and even Donny van de Beek. Those are the players that have played in the forward positions. Is that good enough to even challenge for top? We're not talking about winning Premier Leagues. We're not talking about winning the Europa League even just to win, to get in top four, to try to compete in 4 different competitions, just compete, forget about winning them. That's not enough. You need more than that. You need at least 5 good players these days to be able to do anything of substantive, not of substance really. And United only have 3. So then 3, and out of which 2 are probably not, probably still need a lot of work and convincing. So just for depth alone, you would want to keep Ronaldo on the side anyway. You just want to keep it for depth, because if he goes, who are they going to bring in? I mean, the names that have been mentioned. I mean, are they going to spend 70 million, 80 million pounds on Victor Osimhen? Probably not. They've already said they're not going to spend 70 million pounds on Anthony. So, how will they be able to sign him for a cheaper amount? Probably not. They're not going to get. I mean, Scamacca isn't it? Italian strikers are always a bit iffy. Some do well, some don't. You just don't know what you get out of that. Scamacca is another one. Jonathan David, for some reason, people don't really rate him. So I don't know why. I mean, as a Canadian, I'm partial to him, but I don't know. I've not seen much to know whether he could make it or not. but that would be a risk. And again, does he fit a Ten Hag system is the question. And then you really scrape in the bottom of the battle. People like there's names like Jamie Vardy, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I mean, these are not players that you would want in for Ten Hag. And Nkunku would be an option, but I don't think Nkunku is moving this season. So unless you're getting Nkunku is probably the one that most fans would want, Nkunku or Osimhen. But neither of them are going to come to United. So then you're left with like all these other unproven gambles, right? So and that's when you already have 3 unproven players already in your squad. So who are your starters? So it's really a little bit of a mishmatch there. So I think even if whether you like Ronaldo, whether you don't like Ronaldo, the reality is that Ronaldo needs to be there, even if it's only for squad. Whether he would agree to be a squad player, that's a different matter. But you still want him just for that. And of course, when there's philosophy form, everybody's not going to have someone playing for 50 games a season anyway. So you're going to need to rotate. You're going to need to change it up. You're going to need different, attributes and things like that. And Ronaldo provides that. Beyond that, though, and again, what's more important is people talk about team chemistry. Ronaldo is going to destroy team chemistry. I mean, again, I go back to what team chemistry was there. I mean, there was cliques in the team before Ronaldo even arrived at the club. Like there were cliques. We knew about cliques that existed even before Ronaldo arrived. So what team chemistry was there? Yes, the team is scoring goals every day, and so everybody's doing high fives and things like that. But we all know those players don't get along with each other outside the pitch. Many of them don't. So and I get that. And I get Ronaldo's probably part of that thing too, that he doesn't get along with a lot of players. Definitely, he also doesn't. But then that's just the case of the squad. And the thing about it, again, that I go back to this point is, I said it with Farhan, by the way, when Farhan and I had to show the story there. I said Ronaldo cannot be a 60-game player next season. He cannot expect to start 60 games this season. If Ronaldo has a role at United, but his role has to be that he's probably got to accept that he's going to start maybe 30 games, 35 games, and then maybe play another 15 games off the bench. That's got to be his role. His role cannot be as a guaranteed 60-game starter a season. If he's expecting that, then yes, he should probably think about moving on. But otherwise, I think he has a role to play. So that's where, and I do believe with the Europa League, he's not going to start a lot of games anyway, because he's not going to play the Europa League, at least the group stages. He probably will give it a skip anyway. He might play the latter stages if we get that far, but I don't think he's going to play the group stages anyway. So the best way to use Ronaldo anyway is to try to rest him at the first part of the season, and then you kind of keep him fresh for when the business end arrives, if they can do that. So I just think that Ronaldo has a role at United. I think he's needed at United, just even if it's just for squad depth. But I think he has something to offer. I think Ten Hag really wants to work with him. I think he would do something great. And at the end of the day, just to wrap this up, I mean, Ronaldo is Ronaldo. We all know what Ronaldo is. Ronaldo is selfish. He's egotistical. Yes, he's all of that. His drive is to win trophies. That's what his drive is. And he will do whatever it takes to win trophies, right? I mean, that at the end of the day, that's what it is. Whatever you want to say, he's selfish. Yes, he's selfish because he wants to win trophies. He's egotistical. Yes, he's egotistical because he wants to win trophies. So everything about Ronaldo is about winning trophies. There's nothing else that nothing else drives him other than winning trophies. So if the team is going to do something where it's going to, if it helps the team win trophies, he will do whatever it takes. And if that means he has to swallow his pride, if that means he has to, basically divert or defer to someone else, he will do that. If he knows that it's going to win him a trophy, he will do that. That's what Ronaldo is. And that's how he has always been. So it's not about, that's ultimately what it is. And if he feels that he can be the guy who's, at the front and center, and he's the one, if he has a confidence of knowing that he can be the front and center guy to deliver trophy, he will do that. He will try to take the headlines as well. So it is on both sides of the fence. It is there. You take the good with the bad. You can't take the good and then say, well, I don't want the bad, right? It's like anything else in life. You get what you get. And sometimes, what you want isn't always what you get, and what you get isn't always what you want. You just have to take both sides of it. So that's what I feel. I feel Ronaldo definitely United would benefit from in the club. I know it's a divisive opinion. I know people will say, well, no, he shouldn't or whatever. And I'm happy to hear the comments on that. But that's just my thing, that I think he's still needed. And I think he's definitely very much needed, because if he leaves, the problem is who comes in. And that's just the question that's always there. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Always happy to hear from you. Of course, remember to smash a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and do remember to subscribe to the channel on YouTube and Facebook. Just get subscribed to get notifications as soon as videos drop, because we do quite a few these days. So it's always it's good when you can watch them and share your thoughts as well. And we always appreciate your support as always. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.